This morning, the Charlotte Hornets are trading star guard LaMelo Ball and Josh Green to the Timberwolves for Naz Reid and a series of draft picks, sources tell our Shams Charania. After being in the hunt for big stars such as KD and Giannis, the Timberwolves got a co-star to pair with their franchise star and Anthony Edwards. And so Brian Windhorst and Vincent Goodwill are back here with us of LaMelo and Ant-Man in the West.
Yeah, well, this is getting Ant the type of running mate that he's really been missing since Karl Towns left. And I know they're very different players, but the point here is Ant was struggling under the weight of not having a lethal shooter on the court with him, and it was just making it too easy to guard him. It was limiting his explosion. It was limiting what he can do offensively. And the Wolves have made a lot of good decisions, and it wasn't like their last two seasons have been disasters, to be very clear. They made the conference finals last year. They made the second round this year. But when you saw the way the season ended with Ant very clearly not thrilled with where the progression was, it was a red alert. And the Timberwolves approached it that way. They tried to get Giannis. They kicked the tires on Jaylen Brown. They're able to get LaMelo Ball. And here's the thing about LaMelo. His style it's not a perfect fit for everybody. He's going to hoist a lot of threes. He's going to sometimes commit, turnovers. He is defensively a challenge, although Minnesota is set up to protect him on that. The man can play at high speed. The man has unlimited range. He can hit volume three-point shots, and he is a great passer, setting guys up. It is a very, very good fit next to Ant Edwards. They're taking a little bit of a gamble here because he has an injury history, and I would not be surprised to see if they hold back on giving him a contract extension, even though he's eligible for one. He's got multiple years left on his deal, but there's really big upside to fit next to Ant with this trade.
When the Timberwolves traded Julius Randle for nothing, people say, well, what does this mean? I'm like, let's see what Tim Connolly does. That's a $33 million cap hold. They still have the $15 million non-taxpayer mid-level exception. I know that's a basketball jargon, but they got rid of two power forwards in the span of, 48 hours? And that stresses Rudy Gobert, who's already naturally stressed anyway, okay? So you put LaMelo Ball, one of the streakiest shooters in the league, on a team with Anthony Edwards, who's one of the best playmakers. He's one of the guys who draws the most attention around the league. The question for me is, in the Western Conference, where the ante is being upped by Oklahoma City and San Antonio, Denver still lurking, who knows what happens with Houston. We're going to talk about the Lakers because we always talk about the Lakers. Is this enough to keep pace? Is this enough? Because Anthony Edwards will be 25 in August. That's right around the time that we start putting pressure on people. When we say, Anthony Edwards, you've been to the conference finals twice in the last 3 years. What you gonna do now? And now you give him LaMelo Ball, and you're going to ask them, hey, that's a reality show. Ant and LaMelo, reality show, somebody put it together, right? Maybe it's us. Maybe it's ESPN. Maybe we put a camera down there in Minnesota and just hang out with them. But they have to figure out a way defensively, because you lost a lot of size in those two guys. And you also have to make sure that LaMelo Ball has his head on straight, that he's healthy, and that he can make decisions to take stress off of Anthony Edwards.
I am beyond excited to dive into the latest trade that has shaken up the NBA world. The Charlotte Hornets have traded star guard LaMelo Ball and Josh Green to the Timberwolves for Naz Reid and a series of draft picks. This move has sent shockwaves throughout the league, and I am eager to explore how LaMelo will fit in with his new teammate, Anthony Edwards. As I see it, this trade is a huge win for the Timberwolves. They have been searching for a co-star to pair with their franchise star, Anthony Edwards, and LaMelo Ball is the perfect fit. With his incredible speed, unlimited range, and exceptional passing abilities, LaMelo has the potential to take the Timberwolves to the next level. But, I have to ask, what does this mean for the team's dynamics? How will LaMelo's streaky shooting and sometimes erratic playstyle mesh with Anthony Edwards' more methodical approach? I think it's essential to consider the Timberwolves' motivations behind this trade. They have been trying to make a push for the playoffs, and LaMelo Ball is a significant upgrade over their current roster. But, they also have to be mindful of the potential risks involved. LaMelo has an injury history, and his defensive capabilities are still a work in progress. Can the Timberwolves find a way to mitigate these risks and unlock LaMelo's full potential? As I delve deeper into this trade, I am reminded of the importance of chemistry and cohesion on a team. LaMelo Ball and Anthony Edwards are two incredibly talented TED players, but they are also two very different personalities. LaMelo is known for his flashy play style and outspoken personality, while Anthony Edwards is more reserved and focused on his craft. Can these two players find a way to mesh their styles and create a cohesive unit on the court? I believe that the key to success for the Timberwolves will be finding a way to balance LaMelo's creative freedom with the need for discipline and structure on the court. LaMelo is a player who thrives in chaos, but he also needs to be able to trust his teammates and rely on them to make plays. Anthony Edwards, on the other hand, is a player who excels in a more structured environment. He is a master of reading defenses and making smart decisions on the court. So, how will these two players work together? I think it's crucial to look at their respective strengths and weaknesses. LaMelo is an elite passer and playmaker, but he can also be prone to turnovers and defensive lapses. Anthony Edwards, on the other hand, is a lockdown defender and a skilled scorer, but he can also struggle with inconsistency and frustration. As I consider the possibilities, I am reminded of the importance of coaching and leadership in the NBA. The Timberwolves coaching staff will need to find a way to harness LaMelo's energy and creativity while also providing the necessary structure and discipline to succeed. They will need to create an environment where both LaMelo and Anthony Edwards can thrive and reach their full potential. But, I also have to ask, what about the other teams in the Western Conference? The Oklahoma City Thunder and San Antonio Spurs are both on the rise, and the Denver Nuggets are still lurking in the shadows. Can the Timberwolves keep pace with these teams, or will they find themselves left behind? As I explore this question, I am drawn to the idea of Rui Hachimura, the talented free agent who could potentially join the Timberwolves. Isn't he a perfect fit for this team? With his size, skill, and versatility, Rui could provide the missing piece to the Timberwolves puzzle. He could offer a reliable scoring option, a strong rebounding presence, and a defensive stopper who can guard multiple positions. I think it's essential to consider the potential implications of signing Rui Hachimura. How would he fit in with LaMelo Ball and Anthony Edwards? Would he be able to provide the necessary spacing and shooting to open up the court for these two players? And what about his defensive capabilities? Could he help to shore up the Timberwolves' defense and provide a much-needed boost to their overall team defense? As I ponder these questions, I am reminded of the complexity and nuance of the NBA. This league is full of talented players, clever coaches, and savvy front offices, all working together to create a rich and dynamic landscape. And, as I consider the Timberwolves' trade for LaMelo Ball, I am excited to see how this team will evolve and grow in the coming months. Will they be able to find a way to mesh LaMelo's creative energy with Anthony Edwards' methodical approach? Can they sign Rui Hachimura and create a formidable trio that can compete with the best teams in the Western Conference? I don't have all the answers, but I do know that this trade has set off a chain reaction of possibilities and potential outcomes. And, as a fan of the NBA, I couldn't be more excited to see how it all plays out.